Well, hello and welcome to the Vibe Podcast. Here we are again after a little bit of a long time, maybe like 3 weeks that I haven't recorded. But I have somebody new today. He's a magician. He's Fritz with a set, and
Yeah.
he's here for talking a little bit about some subjects. We can talk about
Yes.
magic. We can talk about video games, traveling, whatever it is that you like.
Yes. I brought a bunch of subjects with me, Frankie. So let's get to it.
Perfect. First of all, I will start asking you about your origin. Are you Dutch? Do you come from somewhere else?
Yeah. So I am half Dutch, half Filipino. I'm Filipino from my mother's side, and I'm Dutch from my father's side. I was born in the Philippines, but I was 5 months when I moved here, and I've been back to the Philippines like every 4 or 5 years to visit family, and yeah, so that's my origin. So I feel more Dutch than Filipino, although I don't look like it. I look more yeah, Indonesian or I had people say depending on the weather, like Italian or Spanish or Moroccan or Turkish, because my complexion gets more darker than because of the sun. So yeah.
Yeah. Now because of the light, you look even white.
Yes, I know. Yeah, it's like,
There's a lot
oh,
of light.
you look like a Turkish guy. Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to magic, how do you felt like okay, I want to start into magic? What was like the thing that encouraged you, the thing that you find fascinated about magic?
Yeah, so I saw magic for the first time on TV, on a Dutch TV program. And I also visited the live show in Hilversum at a TV show. And I borrowed some books from elementary school. There were two books on magic by John Tremaine, one on card tricks and one on normal items. And I studied them, and then, you're 11 or 12, and, you go to high school, and then your hormones kick in. And then, of course, girls are much more interesting. And then when I was 15, I saw on TV, I saw David Blaine. David Blaine was in Amsterdam to promote his TV special. I think this was 1995 or 1996. And yeah, and he was doing street magic. So he was performing magic for strangers on the canals, on the bridges of the canals. And I was like, oh man, that is so cool. So then I started to learn some card tricks again. And then when I was at the end of high school, somebody said, oh, you can make money with this. And I never realized you can, people would pay to see magic. And then I did my first show. My friend helped a lot. And then I went to university. And then I just polished my magic performing for drunk students. And then after I finished university, there was no job for what I studied because there was an economic crisis happening. So I had some money saved up, and I was like, okay, well, let's try magic for 1 year. And then 1 year became two, 3, and now we're almost 2 decades further where I do magic full time as a living. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's cool that you can do it as a living.
Yeah, it is hard work because you need to get the mindset of an entrepreneur,
Hmm.
because the magic shows don't come to you. You need to really, get out there and perform as much as you can, and also how to sell your magic, because a lot of people don't know that they can book a magician. So yeah. So sometimes I have my business hat on, otherwise, or sometimes I have my show hat on. Yeah. So it depends on my mood and the time of the year where I focus on. Yeah.
Yeah, also like you have to build like social media.
Yes.
So people start knowing you. They start, I guess, inviting you to their weddings where you can perform these shows and maybe make some money with it. I don't
Yeah.
know how is the entrepreneur mind of a magician, but I guess like connections is very important that people start
Very. Yeah.
knowing you.
Yeah. It's very important to sort of. It's hard to sell somebody on the phone to book a magician, but once they see it and experience it
Mm.
in person, then they get a feeling, they get an emotion, and that is easier to sort of sell on the emotion that, this feeling that you get of, wow, how did you do that? It's much easier to sell a magician than on the phone, because then you're just a businessman. But in real person, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when they can see it, I guess it's when they're more like, oh, wow, I like that. And
Yeah.
I want to follow this. I want to see more about it.
Yeah, and now with social media, I read an article about magic on TikTok, that it becomes more popular. Of course, the downside of that is that a lot of magicians also expose magic to generate clicks and make money, because that's the easy way, I guess. But there was an article about, about TikTok magicians, where people actually wanted to book magicians for in their private parties at home. And which is funny, because that already happened back in the 18th centuries, where you own a house, and then you invite people to your house for a party, and then you bring entertainers, either a mind reader or a magician. So it was interesting to see sort of history repeat itself with when it comes to magic. Yeah.
Talking about exposure.
Yeah.
Do you remember this guy that he wore a black mask?
Yes. That was a big, yes. This was a big thing. I don't know when it was, but I think end of 2000. The Masked Magician, Val Valentino is his name.
Okay.
And it sounds Italian. He's not Italian. He was American. And his idea was, he was not exposing, he was exposing public domain. And it was his philosophy that by doing this, he would push the magicians to come up with new concepts for tricks. And, I don't think you should expose for money. It's very easy to do. I do expose magic for serious students in magic, but just for the clicks of it, I'm not a big fan of that. But but yeah, that was a really big talking controversy. Yeah, and there was not even no social media with that. It was just on forums and like in magazines. So it was very interesting to experience that.
Yeah. So this guy's for people that don't know who he is. So what he does was basically like expose all the magic tricks.
Yeah.
And he will use a mask, because according to what he said, if other magicians knew who he was, then they will beat him up or something. He was exposing all the tricks.
Yeah.
So that was a big controversy.
Yeah. Well, the funny part is that there's this quote from a magician from America that magicians protect an empty vault. And the vault would be the secrets, because if you ask the people now that saw the show, what did you remember? They don't remember. They just remember the guy with the mask. They don't, maybe they know something about the mirrors or secret trapdoor. But if you ask them further about, do you know still how the trick goes? They don't remember. It's not.
That's true, because I do not remember.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, yeah.
So also, there's something that I read in your Instagram about Amsterdam Magic Society.
Yes.
What is Amsterdam Magic Society?
Yeah, so the Amsterdam Magic Society was born. So we are the only English-speaking magic society in the Netherlands, and also in Amsterdam. And in Amsterdam, there are many, as you know, many people from everywhere. I think the most diverse city in the world. And I was like, oh man, we have all these people here, but they don't have an opportunity to come together and learn from each other. So this was, I think, around COVID, or the pandemic, where we did a shows with Amsterdam Magic Show, and then afterward, a lot of the magicians would stay just to talk a little bit, to socialize. And then we realized, wait a minute, you guys all live in Amsterdam. Why should we not do this in person once we are able to? And so 3 years ago, the idea came to do it physically. And there was another magic club in Amsterdam who sort of discontinued. So we actually sort of used the skin of the Amsterdam Magic Show and the skeleton of Mysterium. That was the other club. We put them together And then there was the Amsterdam Magic Society, and we now have 36 members and 55 apprentices. So magicians that want to be a member. Yeah.
And you guys do gatherings where
Yeah.
you talk about subjects like magic.
Yeah,
chess, and
exactly.
things?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
come together once a month, and actually because we are getting so big and our space, we meet at Massini on the Zeedijk. They have a small theater upstairs where a lot of comedy happens and singer-songwriters, and we meet there every second Monday of the month. But because it's very crowded with where all the magicians come, we decided to in this month and next month that we're going to meet every Monday for those that want. It's not necessary. Actually, after this, I actually go there to hang out with some magicians because over the weekend I came up with a few ideas that I want to sort of brainstorm with, need feedback. And yeah, it's nice to hang out with magicians with different perspective from different nationalities, because the magic in Spain and in India is different from the magic in the US and in the Netherlands. So it's nice to get that different perspective. Yeah.
What country would you say that has a good level of magic where you say, oh, these magicians are like the Messis of magic, or there's no such thing?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, you can at the moment, if we talk purely about sort of the magic school, then Spain has a really good magic school. A lot of popular magicians come there. A lot of they perform from the heart. It's very Mediterranean, perform from the heart. But if you look at it from because there are also world championships in magic every 3 years. So last one was held in Torino, in Turin, and actually an Italian one, Francesco Della Bona. So I would say at the moment it will be Italy, but then maybe in 3 years it will be South Korea, because they also have a good line of magicians. The Netherlands was, I think, in 2000 had a good flow of magicians. So it really depends on, who's the best around that period. Yeah.
Okay. And how does the competition work? Do they like have like a tournament where they perform and then there's a judge where the judge says like who score more points? How does it work?
That's correct. Yes. So there's the world championship is called FISM, so Fédération Internationale Société de Magie or something like that. It's a French abbreviation. Yeah, but you're right. So basically it's that you do your act, and there are like 8 judges with different specialties, and you will be judged, I think, 8 points, 8 categories from and then from 0 to 100. So let's say your stage presence or your technique or your presentation or magical atmosphere, you will be judged on that. So from 8 different magicians from 8 different countries, and the average points that makes you the winner.
And how do you qualify to be there in the first place?
How you qualify? Well, normally you would qualify from your own country. So you would perform, let's say you perform in Spain, you need to get the signature of the president of the National Magic Society or Magic Club of Spain. And then you can compete, because then you can get sponsorship from the Spanish society, because it's very expensive to go there. Because you need to, because this magic competition is like for a whole week, and I think 3 or 4 days it's only competition, not only on close up like this, but also in the big stage. So yeah, it's a lot of magic, a lot of time goes in there, but
and you have to like from your pocket buy all the hotel where you stay.
Normally you would, but sometimes the society would sponsor you for that, because it is an honor to represent your country, of course. But yes, it is an investment you make, because if you win, then hopefully you will get, maybe contracts to perform in shows and return. And sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. Depends on how good of a business person you are. So, yeah.
So going there, it gives you exposure.
Yes.
People start knowing your name because they say, oh, this guy is good. Otherwise, he wouldn't be here.
Yeah, exactly. So the level is already quite high. And so at the World Championship, there's the best of the best. So normally you start at national level, and then you compete in the Netherlands, for example, and then you compete on European level, and then if you have enough points, you can compete also in the World Champions. So it's the same in Asia, same in the Americas, and Australia as well. So,
And what would you said it would be good skills that every magician should have? I guess like one that comes to mind is be good at speaking, be a good performer, like in the way you express yourself, you move yourself, you talk, because that's what makes people like want to look at you.
yeah, exactly. So one of the things I always say is, if we take the magic from a magician, is that person still interesting? Because some magicians are only interesting because they are magicians. So for me, that's the standard. If we take the magic away from somebody, can we still talk with a drink over life, about life, or politics, or sports, or whatever? So yeah, you need to be also a normal person. Social skills is good. Listening is very good if you can listen to the audience, and so verbal skills. So how to express yourself verbally is very important. But also, your sleight of hand, your skills is also important. That's in magic, is important.
All right. And what advice would you give to like somebody who's young, who's just starting?
Yeah.
Like you, when you just started, like he's like 17 or 18, and he wants to know like things that he should know to becoming a successful in magic.
Well, that's a good one. I think one of the advice I would give is don't listen to everybody. Try to sort of follow your own path and surround yourself with people that motivate you, inspire you, not just to, oh, you're horrible, or oh, you should stop doing this. You need to surround yourself with people that
More positive.
more positive, but also that are better than you, because then you can learn from them, right? So I had the same, where at some point I feel like I want to learn more. So I surround myself with people that are more creative. They have more knowledge about magic history. They know more. They have a bigger network. So if I surround myself with those people, then I can I get better. And once I'm at their level, then so that's what I would suggest. Surround yourself with positive people that are better than you, people that can help you forward in your goal, and don't listen to everybody. Just follow your own heart and your own path. Yeah.
All right. That's a nice message for the new generations.
Yeah, the new generation has an awesome time with AI coming up, and social media. It's a fantastic time to be a magician.
That is something interesting to talk about AI.
Yeah,
how it affects on magic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, social media has been for a while, but also how social media affects in magic. Because what I see, for example, is sometimes there's a lot of magicians who go on the street doing magic. And sometimes, I'm not saying that everybody, but sometimes they can be a little bit annoying because they get in the personal space of people, or they do things to people without consent.
Yeah.
All for the views,
Of course.
And it's like, where does the line?
Yeah.
Where do we put the line of what's correct and not?
I agree. So where do you, because that magician also affects other magicians. So if people on social media see magicians behave in a certain way, they think all magicians behave like that, and that's not the case. So when it comes to social media and magic, it can help, of course, but it can also sort of, I think it can help. It's good to share magic. It's also hard to do magic on camera because the camera is an unblinking eye. So if let's say you watch a YouTube short of David Blaine, then you can loop it because at some point, the first time it's a performance, but the second time it becomes a tutorial because you are looking at other things, and maybe after the 10th time you feel like, oh, I know what he's doing. But some magicians just only do magic for the camera. So even if you watch it 100 times, you cannot figure it out, which is cool. But they cannot perform those tricks for real people in a performance.
Without cameras in a show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to also take this in consideration that the venue or the space where they're performing influences what kind of trick they do. So yeah.
Yeah, because something that I always thought about when I see magic in camera,
Mhm.
like in TV or YouTube, is that, all right, sure, he's doing magic, but like this guy can press pause at any
Yeah.
minute, fix something, move the camera, whatever, and do a magic trick that, yeah, I'm not seeing because there's a lot of editing and magic made in the process.
And you would be right. That's one of the methods magicians on TV use, is they use the magic of editing. And this is why I think, even though AI is progressing, that magic, the real life performance of magic, cannot be beaten. I actually asked ChatGPT to write a whole essay based on my characteristics, because I have a science, a social science degree. So I gave him my characteristics, and I asked him about the future of magic and with AI. And the feeling of wonder cannot be replaced by artificial intelligence. And I even think that the more AI we use, the more wonder we need in real person, like real person connection. At the Amsterdam Magic Show, we always thank the audience for coming out, because without an audience, there is no magic, because magic happens in your mind, in your brains. And if you're not there to see the show, then who are we performing for? We are performing for real people. And, AI cannot never make that human connection what we can do when we are performing for real people. Same with musicians as well. I think also that's, you can listen to Taylor Swift on Spotify, but nothing beats seeing her live, sing live in the Ziggo Dome with all the show elements. And that's just basically the same with the magic show. So yeah.
Yeah, when you see, for example, an artist that you like and you see him live, it's a different thing that when you listen in Spotify or YouTube Music or whatever. That sensation that you have, that you see like the smoke, the fire, the guy coming and doing the dancing, and the whole performance is what makes it so good that people will spend a lot of money on.
Yeah, and it's an experience that people will remember. It will stay here. And I remember when Dua Lipa was in Amsterdam, we were doing a show at the same time, and it was crazy at the Amsterdam Arena. People were already excited, and it's like, oh, this is amazing that people spend time and money to see a performer, even though it was, you see maybe Dua Lipa for a small moment or even on the screens, but just to be there and experience that all, it's just fantastic.
Yeah. And also there's something called Amsterdam Magic Show.
Yes.
That you are the president.
Yeah, so I am the president of the Amsterdam Magic Society, which is only for magicians. But for the Amsterdam Magic Show, that's a monthly show we do for the audience. So actually this year, this is going to be our 10th year to do the show. And so every month we have been doing a show, at least one show in Amsterdam. And it's been a crazy 10 years. We started the show at Paleis van de Weemoed in the red light district, and then we sold out every show for a year, and then we decided, you know what, we need a bigger place. And then somehow we ended up at Boom Chicago, and we have stayed there ever since. We also now do other shows at Massini, but also sometimes we do shows at bars, depending on the type of show that we do. So yeah, it's been fantastic to share magic with an international audience. The good part about that show is because the tourist flow and the expat flow is different every month, we can do the same show over and over again, basically, which is great because it's just fun. We get people from everywhere. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the red district, you got everything. You got magic, you got women.
Yeah, you've got we make women disappear. We cut them in half. No, but sometimes we have people come from Saudi Arabia, and some people don't come to Amsterdam for the weed or the prostitutes. They come here for something else, and then then they come for a magic show. It happens more often than not that people do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be better if you make women appear
Yes.
instead of disappear.
Well, speaking of women making appear, it's there's not so many women in Magic in the Netherlands, which is very disappointing.
Why do you think that is?
It's
If you know, maybe.
yeah, I do know, and it has to do with the men in Magic. It is men can behave very strange around women. Because
like creepy, you mean?
Yeah, very creepy, and that affects if women want to stay in Magic. It can be, but now it's changing. Luckily, there's much more awareness about it, and I think 2 years or 3 years ago with the Amsterdam Magic Show, we organized a female magic show. Just so the show only consists of female performance. With the hope that maybe small girls would come in and see those women on stage and they go, oh, I can also be like that. But that was not the case. But we are still trying to get more women into Magic. Actually, in the Magic Society, there's only one woman, unfortunately. But we try. But it's just, it's the men's fault that there are not so many women at least in the Netherlands. I know in the UK and the US are a lot of women in Magic, and same in Asia. But in Asia, it's very different style. It's very elegant, and in America, it's a lot of sex sells. It's a lot of skin, a lot of like that. And Asia, it's not like that. So I like to see the contrast in that. Yeah.
And do you also think it has to do a little bit with what different sex, like men and women, find interesting, or that has nothing to do? Because, for example, there's professions like nurse is dominated by women, but then you go to professions like mechanic, and maybe there are more men, and maybe it has to do more with just what different sex, like male and female, like. Or in Magic, it's not like that. It's like both are attractive equally to this.
I like to hope so. That's equally. Back in the day, like I think 100 years or 200, at least 100 or 150 years ago, there were also a lot of women in Magic, but they didn't get the exposure from the media. It was mostly the men that got all the exposure. Maybe it was because men were, writing all the articles. But now with social media, it's now much easier to get out there and promote yourself as a female magician. Although even saying magician can account for both men and women, but I always say female magicians sort of to exemplify that it is still there. But if we talk about magician, it can also be a female magician, and I hope it changes. I hope it changes. It is changing. You see a lot more female magicians out there, which is good for diversity.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm not a person who see magic shows.
You should come to see our show.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, come.
Because, I have been to a lot of stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I love stand-up comedy. I always go to different ones every now and then when I can make my friends come with me.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that I should go to one magic show.
I'll invite you. We'll bring you to the March show if you want. Actually, you know what? I'm always prepared because I learned early on when people ask, "Oh, what is your job?" and I tell them I'm a magician. The first thing they ask is, "Oh, cool, show me a trick." Right?
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
the
always
typical thing.
yeah. So I'm always prepared with that. So I actually have something to show you. It's weird that it's only with magician that they say, "Oh, show me something." If I was a plumber, "Oh, you're a plumber. Oh, great. Can you? I have something.
Can you fix this?
Can you fix this?" So I got actually this is stuff that I wanted to show at the society later on, but I was prepared.
Yes, I will move the camera a little bit down so you can show your hands.
Do you want to cut? Because I'll move this a little bit here.
No, it's okay. I just move the camera down a little bit.
All right, I will start here, and I'll take this one out. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Now that's a good angle.
Oh, that's a typical. A coin dropped. That's gravity. Speaking of coins, I have here.
Well, I have to put it more down.
No, it's okay because I will come up. I will come up. So, I have a lot of cousins and nephews, and they always ask for gifts. So I tell them, I have no idea what they want. They want a Labubu, they want Minecraft Lego. I have no idea what they want. So I tell them, just cut them out from the bol.com into toys, and then we figure it out. But actually, Frankie, I have a better idea. The only thing you need to do is to blow on it, and actually it becomes like real money. And that is much more interesting because then I give it to them, and then I don't have to go to the shop with them because they are annoying as hell. So, and that's how I solve my present problem. Yeah.
That was amazing. I don't know how that happened. That was very quick.
Yeah.
Those bills look very real.
Well, they are real. I can spend it in a strip club later on. Did I say strip club? I mean comic book store. Yeah, I will put the camera up. Yeah. You can put it as a nice short intermission there. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have like a fancy team of people with cameras.
No,
it's very homemade.
No, it's okay. I like the homemade stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, wow, that was impressive. What would you say is your kind of like style when it comes to magic? Because there's some magicians that are very psychological. They play a lot with the mind. There's other ones that are more about like just more physical, like showing things, disappearing things.
Yeah.
What would you say is your style?
So with the Amsterdam Magic Show, we have all the styles that you mentioned. So we have a magician, a mind reader, and then we have somebody he's from the US, and then we have Zippo who shows off his skill. But I consider myself more of a comedy magician. So I combine stand-up comedy and improv with magic. And that has been very successful for me, and it made me travel all around the world. So it's a fine balance, the comedy and the magic, because you don't want to. If I do comedy shows, then I will focus more on the comedy. But if I do magic shows, then I will focus more on the magic. So it's to find that right balance of comedy and magic. It's very delicate. Yeah.
All right. What else can we talk about? You told me that you play video games?
Yeah, I play video games. Right. Yeah. So to make sure that I don't play continuously, I only play two kinds of video games. One of them is skateboard games, and the other one is Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay. I remember playing Final Fantasy when I was like very young.
Yeah.
That was actually my favorite game when I was like 10 in the PlayStation 1.
Oh, wow.
That was my favorite game of all.
Which one you've got for the PlayStation 1? You got 7, 8, or 9, I think?
Yeah, I think it was 7.
7, yeah.
What was the one that you start in the train station?
Yeah, that's 7.
7.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the best, in my opinion.
It was so much the best for me as I was also around that age. The impact it had, I actually was able to write an essay about Final Fantasy when I was at university. There was a part of my studies where I could. It was all about video games and video game theory, and I asked my professor, so I can write about any video game. Yeah, you can write about any. So I wrote, I think, 3,000 words on Final Fantasy and the impact of or the layers of Final Fantasy. Not so much like the themes inside. So identity, grief, because one of the, spoiler alert, somebody dies in that game. But also the environment is very important in there. So there's a lot of themes in that specific game that's still relevant today. And even now with the remakes that came out on the PlayStation 4 and 5, it's still relevant today. And so that's 7, 8, 9. Actually, I played them, most of it, I played them at least once. So I try to stick, because if I go into other Japanese RPGs, there's so many out there, and then I won't have time, because when it comes to trophies, I'm a perfectionist. I need to get the 100%. So I just stick to those two types of games. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens that when you're an adult and you have all these obligations, now there's not so much time to play as when you were young.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find maybe sometimes if it's a raining day, if you're sick and you don't have to go to work, well, what do I do now? Well,
Yeah.
maybe I can play a little bit.
Well, I use video games to sort of, after I've performed, my I'm still much my adrenaline is very high, so I need to calm down. And if I don't want to drink alcohol because I then get very sleepy, I just play video games to calm down a little bit until I feel at a certain level, and then I can go to sleep. So it also relaxes me in that regard. Yeah.
And what is the other game that you told me? The
Skateboard games.
a skateboard, like
Yeah.
Tony Hawk.
Like Tony Hawk. Yeah, that because I used to skateboard as well when I was little, and yeah, I don't know. I like the culture of skateboard because it's very individualistic. You can, you just do your own style. Everybody's accepted. I really like that community. I wish other communities were like that as well. But also the music is fantastic. You can, there's rock, there's hip hop, there's everything. Yeah, there's punk, there's everything in between, and all different types of skaters, street, vert. So it's fun to play those games, also in a fun and relaxing way. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, I was very into punk music. I was listening to all these garage bands. They were called.
Yeah. So with Tony Hawk, I learned about NoFX, which is a great punk band as well. And I was like, oh, this is amazing music. I would never be exposed if it wasn't for skateboarding. So it's it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
How old are you?
I am 41 now. Yeah.
41.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm 35.
Yeah.
So yeah, 6 years difference. No, not that much really.
No.
So maybe we know a little bit about some bands from the 2000.
The 2000s. Yeah. Oh my lord.
Green Day.
Green Day for sure. Yeah.
There was Simple Plan.
Good
Charlotte.
Good Charlotte. Oh my god. You're opening the nostalgia over here, Franky.
I remember all of them. I was like 17, 16.
Yeah.
And I would listen to all these bands.
Yeah. So it's interesting that music still hits now because there's sort of emotion attached to it, which I find fascinating that music has that, let's say you hear Green Day for the first time, you go crazy. And then when you're 20 years later and then you hear the song again, I had the same with Nirvana as well. Of course, Nirvana's early 90s.
Yeah, 90s.
But still, if you hear that for the first time, it's who is this guy? This is but also with hip hop, when Eminem came up, this was early 2000, I think 1998, 1999, something like that. Like, who is this? A white person rapping? I've never seen that before, and it was good rapping, funny rapping as well. So, and yeah, it's just I love it.
Yeah, also Eminem was amazing for me to listen to it. And way back on the day when he started, that he was in MTV, if you heard to Eminem, it wasn't popular at all. If you listen to Eminem, you were like the white kid who, probably he has problems. He comes from a bad background. Now it's much more accepted. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Eminem is accepted. But back then, I remember it was not accepted.
It's weird how it changes over time. You've got this impression of a person and then over time it changes. Yeah, I think, Eminem is fantastic. I appreciate the acrobatics he uses with words. Like, it's very creative. I wish I could be... The way Eminem is creative in rapping, I wish I was that creative in magic. I am creative in magic, but not that innovative with words. So fantastic.
Yeah. Also, I think it comes a lot to how people work hard. They expose themselves. They put their heart into it. Because, for example, I saw a video of Eminem in the 90s where nobody know him. He was like starting to rap. And the guy will go to like rap battles in like Detroit, where everybody was like not white, and he was the only white guy. So imagine the anxiety that the guy will have to be there, having to rap, being the only white person. It's like, okay, I'm dead.
I cannot imagine, it's hard to imagine.
You have to be a little bit crazy, I think, also.
Yeah. I think crazy, and also well, yeah, no, you have to be crazy. I agree. You have to also be really willing to pursue your dream, but you have to be crazy as well, because that's not normal to go as only white person in all the other black person. What is in 8 Mile? You can see it, right?
Yeah,
in the movie 8 Mile, you see him do it, and I'm like, oh my god, you're crazy. That's not.
And
respect.
He throws up on the bathroom.
Yeah.
Then he goes and performs and try his best. Like,
yeah.
You have to really have a lot of heart into it.
Yeah.
And also, I was listening back to like all these bands from the 2000 that they were like garage bands, like Green Day, Good Charlotte, Blink 182.
Oh yeah, Blink 182. Yeah.
And I feel like I don't connect as much now because I'm older.
Yeah.
To that music that is more focused on teenager.
Yes.
It gives me memories that I'm but it also I don't connect now with that kind of music as an adult. I connect more with rock, pop, or country music because I think it's more adult music now.
Yeah, and it's also the themes that they sing about is more teenager themes, right? About going against your
feeling that nobody understands.
Yeah, exactly.
Or against the war.
Yeah, exactly. Themes like this, the themes those themes are still there in music, but not as much relevant for us now. For me, themes like the environment or I don't know, social how do you say that, levels of sociality, that people are equal, diversity, things like that. Those are more themes that I feel important, and I don't think people sing about it. I'm not sure. Yeah. So,
yeah. So about travel, you travel a lot, right?
I do, yes.
What countries do you travel, and did you travel because of vacation mainly, or more because of magic?
Yeah. So magic allowed me to travel the whole world. I'm now on 61 countries, and I make it my goal to visit a new country every year. So this year, 2026, my either Tunisia or San Marino. Those are the two countries I had planned.
Very different countries.
Very different, yeah.
One is European, right?
San Marino is in Italy.
And Tunisia is North African.
Yeah, that's right. It's next to, I think it's Egypt or Libya, somewhere. But it's North Africa, you're right. Yeah, so that's the plan. And magic, I'm blessed enough that magic allowed me to travel. Nowadays, I travel more within Europe. Because there are there's a bar magic bar in Prague and a magic bar in Sofia where I go to a lot, where I can just perform in English and perform new stuff for the audience there. So yeah.
So the language that you guys spoke in magic when you travel and you do shows, it's always like the international language of English, right?
Yes.
So everybody can understand.
But one thing that I always do, and this is actually I learned something from comedians, is to speak at least a few words in their own language. Because if you at least try to do that, then the audience already opens up for you. If you try to say in Bulgarian, Dobry večer, jak si te, which means good evening, how are you, plural. If you say that to the audience as an opening line, that that opens people up, like, oh, this guy speaks my language already. At least you're trying, right? And so most of it is in English, but luckily some of it is visual enough that you don't need to understand. Some of the stuff that I perform to music, and so no language is necessary. Yeah.
All right. I see that you have some cards there.
Yes.
There's another trick coming.
Yes, of course.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, yeah. No, I was trying to going for a smooth transition, and then I realized, no. How do I go from travel to a card trick? Well, sometimes the best transitions are no transitions. So here we go.
Okay.
Just
do I have to move the camera?
No. I will put it right here. So for the listeners and the viewers, this is not set up. I did not arrange anything with Franky for this podcast. He's seeing this for the first time.
Yes.
If you don't believe me, I will give you 50 euros.
We,
And
we don't even
prove it.
know each other.
No, I just came in. Okay.
Yeah, we
So,
met today.
Let's imagine.
I will move the camera a little bit down.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Yeah. So you can. Yeah, that is perfect.
Yeah. So let's imagine that we are in a casino. So in Leidseplein, there's the Holland Casino there. And it's a fantastic building if you go inside. They play several games there. They play poker, they play roulette, but they also play blackjack. Now, Frankie, imagine that you are sitting
Yes.
in front of the blackjack dealer,
All right.
right? And there's
Losing all my money.
no. Well, this is an imaginary game.
Okay.
And let's say he deals one card face down for himself. Now imagine that you can use your X-ray vision, that you can see through the cards, right? The face down card. I also turned around one card in this deck of cards, and I think you can do it. I think you have the mental powers to divine what the card is that I turned around. Do you think it's a red card or a black card that I turned around?
I would say red card.
It's indeed a red. Wow. Okay, it's a red card. Yeah. Is it diamonds or hearts?
I'm a very person of heart.
Okay.
So
Wow.
I would say heart. Yeah.
Corazon. That is indeed.
Corazones.
Yeah. It's how. Yes. It's indeed a heart. Is it a high heart or a low heart?
You mean the number?
Yeah.
Lower.
A low. Okay. I like that you're really thinking about this. This is
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
This is good. Of all the hearts, which one do you think I turned over?
Of all the hearts,
Mm-hmm.
the number you mean?
Yeah.
Two hearts.
This is unbelievable. Because I turned over one card and one card only. I don't know how you got it, but this is indeed the two
Whoa.
Of hearts.
Two of hearts.
right here. I don't know how you do it, but maybe use your powers for good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those are the professional cars. The
Yeah, the
bicycle.
bicycle. This is just the American brand. These are a little bit wider than the European ones. The European ones are a bit smaller. This is the standard, I guess, magician's choice of cards. So yeah, I use them too.
Yeah, nice. Well, I put the camera
Yes.
up now. Yep. Now it's good there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Do you have tricks that also have? No, I'm not saying that you have to do it now, of course.
Mm.
But do you have tricks that has to do with, for example, disappearing things?
Yes. So the style that I do, I told you already, is comedy magic, and we don't do the big illusions like Copperfield does.
Copperfield, yeah.
Yeah, we do the smaller things. Yeah, so sometimes we make things disappear, but the thing is, with if you make things disappear, the people feel that, oh, you make it come back. So we always make something come back.
Mm.
So I'm working on a coin routine where I make coins appear and I make them also disappear, and then I make them reappear again. So yeah,
So that's coming in the future.
that's coming in the future. I'm working on it at the moment. Yeah.
So that's interesting. The workflow of, like, for example, getting new tricks
Mhm.
under your how will you say, your performance.
Mhm.
How do you train to make these new tricks? Where do you get the ideas? I mean, I guess in magic everything is already invented, or there's
Yeah.
things that they get invented new.
That's a good assumption. Like there's so many effects that you can think of. So a lot of the effects are already out there, but it's just to make them more 2026 or current to the time. So when it comes to my own magic, I try to read the old books from, I think, 20, 25 years ago, and see what I can change to make them more 2026 or whatever time it is. And I practice at home for maybe 80%. And then I go to open mic nights in Amsterdam, comedy nights, where you get 8 minutes, and then I just do a few jokes. I do the one trick that I'm working on, and then I do a few more jokes, and I film my performance and then I review it, and then I say, oh, maybe this should be done better, or I should try this. And then you do another open mic. It's the same with comedy, right? So
Yeah.
you try out, you experiment, you review it, you go back, you make it better, and at some point, it's good enough to get paid for it. Yeah.
What I like about open mics is that it's very cheap.
Yeah.
Because like maybe 5 to 10 euros to a person to go, so it's not expensive as other
That's right.
shows.
Yeah.
And also like it has like a more like relaxed
very
atmosphere
relaxed,
where you can like try things,
Yeah.
there's new people.
Yeah, that's
So-
also important for me as a magician.
Yeah.
If I put too much pressure on myself, then the trick will mess up. But as long as everybody's there to have fun, the audience knows it's an open mic, so they don't know what to expect. And as a magician, it's always something, because when I go to open mics, I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about men versus women, or all the typical expat jokes in the Netherlands. I just
all
have
the
fun.
sensible subjects.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
can divide your public.
all the dark stuff that's happening in the world, all the wars. I don't talk about that. I talk about, hey, what's your name? Where you're from? What you're doing? Oh, fantastic. Let's do a magic trick together. And then just having fun with the audience, because I feel that people sort of need that in these in the dark times, just to sort of shut down from the world around them. And if in my 8 minutes, if I can achieve that they forget about politics or their personal problems at home or whatever, then my goal is accomplished.
Yeah, what I feel when I see like performance in whatever it is that they do, regardless if it's music or magic or whatever, like you have a public, the people that follows you. From that people that follows you, there's people from all backgrounds or politic backgrounds or religions. So if you take a stance and you say, okay, let's say there's two political parties, blue and red.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, I'm blue now and I'm super blue. Then all your fans that are red,
That's right.
how would they feel? They would be like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's not good for your business
No.
to segregate your public.
Yeah. Especially in magic, because we can be apolitical. We don't have to pick red or blue. We can be purple. And we consider ourselves purple because we don't take a stance on anything. I think there's only one time where we took a stance. That was years ago, but that's the only one time. And that actually was an argument with my business partner back then, that I told him that if we do something, that is a stance. But he also said, if we don't do anything, that's also a stance. So we're like, oh, damn it. Okay, let's make for the one time we make a political statement, but never again, because magic should be as politicalless as possible.
Yeah. Also, I don't think that people, when they go to see a magic show or a comedy show, they want to be like lecture or indoctrinated about something, because if they want that, they will go and look at it in a library or in a college, a special lesson about that. I think when people go to these shows, they go to forget about all
exactly. So, and sometimes with stand-up comedy, it depends on which comedian you go to. But yeah, it's some comedians have a political preference, and you can see it in their material.
Yeah,
but with magic, I at the magic show, I tell the guys, please don't make any jokes or mention any of these, because it's not necessary to make your trick better or your magic better. So if it's not necessary for the trick, then don't say anything about it.
Yeah. Also, me personally, the other thing that I saw that it could work when somebody talks about things like religion or feminism or politics is like if you attack both sides.
Yeah.
So you look impartial.
Yeah.
You see like both things about, let's say again, the example of blue and red.
Yeah.
And then you make a joke about blue. And when people say, oh, he's red, you make a joke about red. Oh, wait, he's not either.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's also good. Rather than say nothing is to say stuff about both of them. Yeah. It's also a good idea to do that. Yeah. Actually, I don't know any of comedians. Well, some comedians do it, even though you know that they are leaning to one political party, they still make fun of the political party that they're affiliated to. So, yeah.
So this is very random, but do you think that AI is going to replace comedy? Is going to replace magicians?
I don't think so. I think there was a segment I saw on the Daily Show with Josh where the question was asked: do you think AI will be replaced by comedy? And I think it the same with magic. There's a certain human connection that is needed with magic that a digital artificial intelligence cannot recreate. So even the soul of a trick or the interpretation of something, it's very hard to replicate that. And even asking ChatGPT to write a joke about a certain topic, it's very hard because you've got a lot of shitty jokes because all of the dad jokes that are out there.
Yeah.
And it's the same with magic.
Yeah, very generic.
Yeah, very, very. But it's the same with magic because not all the secrets are out there. Some of them are just hidden really well in books and things like that. So I don't think it will be replaced. Like I said before, I think people need magic more now because of AI. They want that human connection. They want to, if you see, Sora, the program of ChatGPT that makes videos.
Yes,
it looks amazing, but there's no you see it. There's no soul in it, and that's what it's missing. And with magic, we give that. There is a human connection there. You are part of it, which is very important with magic. That you're not just seeing it, but you feel it, you experience it by participating, by holding something in your hand, or you get your minds right. It's very interactive, and that's something that AI cannot just replicate. And it's the same with comedy.
Yeah, I'm not a person, for example, who's against artificial intelligence. I think it's like any other technology that comes and helps people. So obviously people are going to use it. I do talk with people that are very, very anti. And I think part of it comes from the fear of not understanding it. And also of the fear of losing their jobs.
Yeah.
So I'm not against it. I think it could be very good to complement whatever you do.
I agree. It should not be, you should not use ChatGPT as your personal doctor. You can ask for advice, or but don't rely on it. Use it, as you said, as a help.
Yeah, but for example, like what you said about the doctor, obviously you don't have to use it as a doctor, but for me, for example, I have acid reflux problems sometimes, and I asked ChatGPT for techniques to like improve, and maybe some things I already know it, but then they give you some other things that I never thought about it, and it's like, I never thought about this, and then I do it, like for example, sleeping in some position that is good for it, or something like that, and then I see, I make this improvement on this specifically thing, and thanks to ChatGPT, I wouldn't ever thought about this. And when it comes, for example, also to music, I was creating music with these apps that are like you have to pay subscriptions, but you can make music that you can then use it for your YouTube videos, your podcast, for example. And I was creating music, and what I saw about ChatGPT, I mean AI, is that if you create something randomly, it's going to come very generic. Maybe it's not going to sound very good. If you want to add lyric to it, maybe it's not going to be so good. You have to control it. It's like AI gives you something, but then you have to polish it. So you have to change things, to this, to that, to have like a good finished product.
So then it comes to be a good prompter. Giving the right instructions to ChatGPT that this is what you want. I think, all the images that you can make, or the music or videos, it's just what an amazing time to be alive. It's, if it's funny stuff that people create with it, or amazing stuff, even though you can see it's fake. It's weird. My mother doesn't see it, that it's fake. I'm like, Mom, this is clearly, it's real. No, Mom, it is fake. Trust me. it's not real. You can see it, you can clearly see it, and she doesn't understand how you can see it. You just see it.
Yeah, we're living in good times because when you think about it, like for example, our grandpas.
Yeah.
I don't know your family or whatever.
Yeah.
But when I think about my grandpas, for example, that came from a poor Italy, that it was like destroyed by war, and they immigrated, and they have like all these issues with them. And then I thought about my life, that it wasn't easy because I don't come from a first world country. I come from Argentina. But I think like I had the possibility, because of all the work that I put, to come here to the Netherlands and live here. And my life is amazing here.
Yeah.
With there's shops everywhere, there's good salaries. Even if you're poor in the Netherlands, you live a good life.
Yeah, it's yeah, I agree. And yeah, it's just weird times to be alive. And I cannot imagine for the younger generation who is growing up with AI. You know, they see all these YouTube shorts of, I know, babies that you know, speak or you know, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, well, we reached the end of the
No, Franky, don't do this. No.
We did 1 hour.
We did well.
Yeah, it went
It
flying.
didn't feel like that. No. Wow, fantastic. Yeah.
So, do you want to tell people how they can reach you in social media?
Yeah, of course.
Your next show, for example, also?
Yeah, so I'm still Fritz with a Z. I'm from the Amsterdam Magic Show. We do monthly magic shows at Boom Chicago, but we also do shows at the Café de Buurvrouw. You can find us online on Instagram. And if you want to know more about me, you can find me also on Instagram at Fritz with a Z. And if you have any questions about anything that me and Franky discussed, slide into my DMs.
Nice. Well, we're going to put an end here. It was very lovely to have here and a special guest who's a magician. He told us all the insights. And I will say goodbye to the next podcast show. Bye.
Bye. Ciao.